Good morning all Which Bookie followers, and welcome back to the Day 2 preview of the Punchestown Festival for 2022. You mightn't realise I'm looking a little bit fresher this morning over in sunny Cyprus. I've decided to take myself outside for, fingers crossed, a little bit of a change in look as we look through the Day 2 card. As you can tell from yesterday's results, things can happen at Punchestown that aren't going to happen throughout the year. We've had already some sizable turnovers. Very hard to know which horses are getting to that end of season, especially on this type of ground, and able to produce their best form. So it is something to just bear in mind when having a few selections, even in the grade ones, that they mightn't necessarily go to that form. Starting off though with the opening race on the card, which is the Handicap Hurdle, for conditional jocks, not the Novices race. And I quite like last year's winner in this race, Guri, for Jessica Harrington, and Charlie O'Dwyer, who takes £4 off. Won this race last year at a similar enough price. Is 9-1 this morning with Paddy Parr, who are paying out 6 places for the race, which I think is a very fair price. As I say, he's just got competitive Punchestown form from last year. He likes good ground, and it just has all been looking this year like it's coming back to this race has been the plan. He's ran 3 times, didn't jump very well the last day, but I think you can put a line through that, and he was mid-div at Naas. So therefore, I just think it's all been revolving around this return back to Punchestown, and now that he's got his ideal conditions, his ideal track, he has a young claimer taking a few pounds off his back. I think 9-1 is a very nice price. We then move on to the auction final, a tricky race, one that I'm going to steer away from. Freedom to Dream looks to have a very good chance, but he's short in the betting for what he is, as is Guri, who I was hoping there might be an each way price about, so therefore I'm going to leave that race behind. I would have suspected that the winner would come from those two. The Louis Fitzgerald Hurdle, very similar comments apply here, because I think Guri will win, but he's 7-4. I can let him win at those prices, especially this late on in the season. Moves us on to the 3 mile Grade 1 Novices Hurdle, and there's a few of my absolute favourites in here. We've Bardenstown Lad, we've Daily Present, and we've Meet and Greet. All 3 of them at big old prices in this race, because the Nice Guy's in there, Manila Crooner's in there, Manila Cocooner's in there. That being said, I am definitely going to put up Bardenstown Lad as a selection on this ground. I know people will think maybe I'm going to the well one too many times. It's going to be 50-50 whether a track like Punchestown suits this horse. Just is it going to be a little bit too sharp for him? He needs every inch of a staying 3 miles in our book, but at the same time, the cheek pieces are going on. He loves good ground, and he hasn't had that hard a season when you think about it, considering he did an awful lot of his running in the summer and has only come back for 2 runs since. So therefore, you feel he might be a little bit of a fresher horse than some of these, and at 14-1 I can back him. That being said, I am going to have savers on Daily Present and Meet and Greet at big prices. We saw Gatsby Gray run a huge race for the McKinnons in the Grade 1 Novice Hurdle yesterday, so fingers crossed Meet and Greet can do the same today. That moves us on to the Punchestown Gold Cup, and this is the only horse that I'm going to take at a short enough price, and it's Allaho at 7-4. I just have this feeling that this horse is a little bit different to what he was maybe the last time he tackled 3 miles. He's less keen. He's just a proper good horse. He likes Punchestown. I think there's everything going for him here on this ground, over 3 miles. I think he'll get the trip in these ideal conditions, and at 7-4, he's the best horse in the race. Champion Bumper, I think Facile Vega will win. He's 8-15. Not telling you anything you don't need to know there. Fingers crossed Andrew Clegane can run well. I didn't think they'd run him on this type of ground though, so complete watching brief to see how he goes. The Handicap Chase over 2 miles, 5 furlongs, again going for a last year winner in this race in Foxy Jacks. I think these have always been his ideal conditions around this intermediate trip, good ground and right-handed, and it's only taken them on all year to get back to these conditions. He's £6 higher than he was last year when winning the race, sorry, £10 higher. Guri was £6 higher than when winning the race last year. That being said, he's 10-1, and his form this year has offered encouragement that he is returning to a little bit of form here come the end of the season. As I say, all things in his favour, so fingers crossed he can run well. The Mayor's Bumper at the end of the card, tricky race. If I was to be pinned for a selection, maybe the Model Kingdom, but one that I will definitely be having a watching brief over. So 4 selections for you throughout the card of Day 2, and fingers crossed it leads us to a winner or two. Best of luck.